Welcome to Amazon Dark Tale. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Mark had always wanted adventure, but the Amazon was not what he had imagined. The moment they stepped past the camp, the jungle swallowed them in shadows. The trees towered like ancient giants, their leaves whispering secrets that sent shivers down their spines. Mist curled around the roots, hiding shapes that twisted with every flicker of light. Every step on the soft, damp earth echoed in the emptiness, and each rustle of leaves seemed deliberate, like something watching, waiting. Sarah clutched Mark's arm, her nails digging into his skin. The air was thick, heavy, full of smells both earthy and metallic, like old blood. They moved cautiously, each step forward pulling them deeper into the labyrinth of vines and shadow. A sudden rustle to the right made them both freeze. There was nothing there, yet something moved just out of sight, faster than it should be, darker than the night itself. Then came the whisper, a soft, sibilant sound, almost a suggestion, threading through the air. "Leave now." Mark called out, but the jungle swallowed his voice. Only silence responded. The shadows twisted again, forming shapes that seemed alive. They advanced cautiously, the forest closing around them, each branch reaching as if to grab, to trap, to pull them into its depths. Hours, or maybe only minutes, passed. The sun never truly shone. Everything seemed distorted. Strange markings appeared on tree trunks, deep scratches that twisted unnaturally. Footprints appeared in the mud, long, human-like but grotesque, distorted as if stretched by some unseen hand. Sarah shivered. Every instinct screamed to run. But where? The jungle had no clear path, only an endless maze of darkness and mystery. A faint glow appeared between the trees, a cold blue shimmer that pulsed like a heartbeat. They approached cautiously. The whisper returned, multiplied, chanting in an unknown language that felt like it penetrated their very bones. The jungle seemed alive now, leaning in, watching, waiting. Mark grasped Sarah's hand tightly. One wrong step, one glance, 1 second of hesitation, and they might never leave.
The blue glow faded as they moved deeper. The jungle's air grew colder, heavier, almost suffocating. Every rustle of leaves, every crack of a branch echoed like footsteps right behind them. Mark and Sarah stumbled over roots that seemed to reach out like grasping fingers. Their hearts pounded, their breaths came in ragged gasps. Yet the shadowy shapes around them moved closer with every step, always just beyond sight, watching, waiting. Sarah whispered, "Mark, I feel like it's everywhere." He tried to reassure her, though his own voice trembled. "It's just the jungle, maybe animals, or the wind," he muttered. But deep inside, he knew it wasn't natural. The shadows bent strangely, flickering in ways no human or animal could manage. Every tree seemed to lean in, every leaf twitched as if alive. Something unseen stalked them, patient, silent, but relentless. A sudden, low growl reverberated through the jungle, not from a known predator, but something else, something ancient. Their feet slipped in mud. They clawed at vines to steady themselves, but the ground seemed to pull them back, slowing, resisting. The whispers returned, now overlapping, chanting in voices that sounded human yet distorted. Mark's stomach churned. He felt the pulse of fear, raw and consuming, like a shadow had entered his chest. They stumbled into a narrow clearing. A black river snaked ahead, still and reflective. The blue glow returned, emanating from the center of the clearing. There, partially hidden by mist, stood a figure, tall, silent, face hidden in darkness. Its presence was suffocating, pressing down on them. Every instinct screamed to flee, but the figure did not move fast. It didn't need to. The forest itself seemed to do its bidding, twisting, closing in, trapping them mentally before physically. Mark grabbed Sarah's hand and whispered, "We need to move now." They ran blindly, crashing through the undergrowth, vines whipping their faces, roots snagging their feet. The whispers escalated, joining with the groans and cries of the jungle, creating a horrifying symphony. They dared not look back, but faint glimpses of the shadow flickered in the corner of their vision, sometimes human, sometimes monstrous, always pursuing, always patient, always waiting.
Mark yanked Sarah forward. "Run!" he shouted, breaking the paralyzing fear. They bolted through the jungle, branches slapping their faces, roots snagging their ankles. The whispers escalated into a deafening chorus, echoing from every direction, merging with the creaking of trees and the distant roar of unseen creatures. Each step felt heavier than the last. Each breath burned, yet they could not stop. Something followed, always just behind, silent, relentless. The blue glow pulsed again, guiding them toward a narrow clearing by the riverbank. The water was black, still, reflecting only fragments of the jungle above. For a moment it seemed safe. They collapsed, trembling, hearts hammering. The shadows retreated and the voices faded, leaving suffocating silence that pressed against their eardrums. Mark looked back. Nothing. Only the serene, untouched Amazon. Yet a chill ran down his spine. He could feel it watching, waiting, patient as ever. Sarah whispered, "Do you think it's gone?" Mark shook his head. "No. Some things never leave. They wait." The jungle seemed normal now, welcoming, innocent even, but the memory of twisted footprints, of elongated shadows, of whispers in the air reminded them that the Amazon held secrets far darker than they could imagine, secrets that would outlast their time here. Their hands were muddy, their clothes torn, but they kept moving along the riverbank. Every crack of a branch, every rustle of leaves made them flinch. The shadows could be anywhere. Mark noticed something strange. The water reflected the moonlight, but in some places he saw silhouettes moving inside the river, dark forms that shouldn't be there. He shook his head, telling himself it was exhaustion, hallucinations, fear. But deep down he knew better. Hours passed. Yet the forest seemed timeless. The air remained thick, humid, and filled with whispers just at the edge of perception. They kept walking, guided by instinct, until finally they saw the edge of the jungle, where the trees thinned and dawn's pale light seeped through. Relief washed over them. They had escaped, or so they thought. Mark and Sarah